For this post, I'd like to talk about Juan de Ventanzo's narrative of the Inca. As the source mentions, Ventazos had the intention of writing a book about his encounters with the Inca, and especially about the story of the last Inca Empire, Huayna Capac. That much said, I guess, and this really, hopefully, it's a question that makes sense. Is on this particular case, and actually most other narratives, but this one in particular, is it possible to ignore the writer's motive for his first-hand account of the Inca? By this means that Ventazos had the intention of writing a book. So for that reason, one must assume that he was probably, in many ways, could have embellished or kind of stretch things a lot or a little bit for the benefit of creating a better story for his possible future readers. If that's the case, then what are the drawbacks of this kind of sources as far as the kind of information we can relate from them? Is it possible, again, to really ignore the primary writer's intentions when he or she created the source? And I guess most importantly, and just to up to a certain respect, this kind of writings, they kind of carry a certain level of bias on what's being said and being done. Um, for that reason, can we really tell what may be true and what could be an exaggeration in this kind of primary sources? In the case of Juan de Ventazos, and by this, essentially, I mean is how can a person as us who's reading this primary source, hundreds of years after the fact, can really be able to find out what might be or what may be overstated and what's actually a good, honest reflection of the truth. Um, Considering the fact that this comes from a source that had intentions of writing a book, and like in this case, or in some other cases, they were not necessarily, you know, looking at the Incas in any positive light. Just kind of curious, what's a good strategy to really get the best kind of information from this kind of sources?